Hi everyone. We're starting today using the foam roller. If you don't have one, if you're watching this at home, you won't need the roller for the first set of exercises, but if you have one, it's great. If you decide you want to order one, these are 36 inches long, 6 inches in diameter, and you can get them from a company called OPTP. That's Ocean Patrick Thomas Patrick.com, and probably other places too on Amazon. So anyway, if you want to start having a seat at the front end of your roller, you slide your toe all the way down, and then just be sure as you lay down that your whole spine is supported. So you're supported from the head, which I'm not, all the way to the tailbone. And here you could use a toy ball or a cushion between your thighs. And then let's go ahead and open the arms out to the side. And you'll gently start rocking from one side to the other. If you don't have a roller and you're on the floor, you might begin by pulling one knee into your chest and then the other to get a little stretch in your back. While you do this, I actually have to clear the screen of some options I don't need. Just get rid of that. Good. If you have hand weights, you could use them for the arm work we're about to do. So you'll get a nice release also across the chest, even if you're not using hand weights. So we'll just take the arms out, extend them out, reach as far as you can to the fingertips, and then let the back of your hand relax into the ground. Feet are about 4 to 5 inches apart and slightly in front of your knees. We begin by inhaling to lift the arms up and hug the air above the chest. Feel the shoulder blades drop to the floor and then widen away from your spine. And then as you exhale, pull the arms open and down, letting your shoulder blades wrap around the roller. And then inhale to lift. Exhale and release. Coming up, the arms hug the air above you, gather it in. Exhale, breathe out. Think of the air leaving your lungs, pushing the arms aside and down to the ground. And then inhale. So if you could create a vacuum so the arms come up. And then exhale, bring it down again slowly. So it's one inhale to let the arms rise and an exhale to let them sink. And just be sure you're going slowly enough that you're not using a lot of momentum to bring the arms up and you're sort of fighting gravity on the way down. So you want to go down a little slower than the arms you'd like to just drop. Now we'll take the arms up to the ceiling, parallel arms, straight arms, point to the sky. The arms are chest width apart. And now as you inhale, lift the hands up and pull the shoulder blades away from the ground. You shrug them up and then exhale and melt them down. And you can do this whether you're on a roller or not. So inhale and lift the arms up. And exhale to release. You can feel that as the arms go up, the collarbones sort of smile up at their edges, the back stretches, and then when you exhale, pull the blades down, the chest widens and the back narrows. So lifting here, the blades come a little bit off the roller at the lateral side, and then they come down to hug the roller here between your blades. Once more, coming up, and exhale and sinking down. Now we turn the palms forward and then lengthen the arms down at your side, stretch the hands long to the front of your mat. Keep hugging the ball if you're using one here. Now inhale, we lift the arms up to 90 degrees, and then exhale, let the arms go back as far as you can go without arching the spine. Additionally, use a little bit of the abdominal wall to keep the ribs sort of grounded where they were. Inhale to bring the arms to 90 degrees and exhale back by your feet. And then we lift the arms again. They go up and they smoothly go back on the exhale. So it's a full breath of inhale and exhale in each direction. Lift the hands again and exhale, stretch them long at your side. Keep them working in unison and parallel. Synchronized movement here. And you might just watch, if you have one side that feels tight, or feels restricted in any way, don't push it, number one. You never want to work in pain. But you would just go to where the arm sort of wants to go, and let the other one that might have more mobility just match the one with less mobility, so that you end up working to even out the movement of your arms instead of accentuating the difference. So we lift forward and then exhale, bring the arms down at your side. From here, bring your hands to your shoulders. Pull the elbows in by your waist, and we do circles, circling the elbows up, out, around and down, and then in by your waistline again. 1 breath per circle. Circling around here. The arms slide up, and then exhale, around and down. Reaching it up, and exhale to circle. And up, and exhale, around, down, and in. One final circle in this direction. Nice and slow and smooth. And then we reverse. And of course, the size of the circle should feel very good in your body. We don't want to force the arms to move in a range that the shoulder can't accept. You can also think about really feeling the scapula underneath you against the roller, or if you're on the mat, against your mat. The breath is slow and continuous. Deep inhale. Maybe a longer, slower exhale, helping relax the body, relax the nervous system. Complete with 1 more circle. And when the elbows come down, extend the arms forward, turn the palms to the floor, full arm circles now. The arms go up and back in unison, back by the ears as you inhale. Then you stretch the arms wide on the exhale, sweeping the arms forward and down. Turn the palms over and down at the end. Inhale, lift and reach back. Exhale to circle wide. It's like you're stretching out with your fingertips along your own personal wingspan. You reach behind you without arching the spine, and then stretch out. Keep the palms to the sky until the very end. Rotate the upper arm so the palms are down. 1 more. You reach back, and then you sweep out, try to touch the side walls, and then reach to the wall past your heels. Now we're reversing. Palms up to circle out. Show me your snow angel wings, and then exhale, press forward and down, push the air out of your lungs. And again, to go sideways and then back. Exhale and dive the arms forward. You'll probably feel that as the arms go past the height of the shoulders, you need to lift them a little bit higher off the ground, just to make it more comfortable in the shoulder joint. And 1 last one. Exhale and push the air out of your lungs as you sink the belly down deep. Very good. We're coming off of the roller. And you can place it to the side, somewhere out of the way. Okay. So from here, we're going into our hundreds. We begin with a roll back. Let's start sitting up, hands to the back of your thighs. And you curve the tail up, you pull your waist back, you go behind your tail over the sacrum, that big triangular bone near the base of the spine. Slowly bring yourself down to the hip, to the waist, to the base of the ribcage, to the tip of the blades. Hold that upper curl here. If you need a little support, you can take the ball behind your shoulders or your head. And then you can pull one leg in, pull the other leg in, squeeze the legs together, lift yourself a little higher, and then extend the arms forward to pump the arms, inhaling and exhaling. Now, sometimes this is even too hard. You might want to start with your feet down. Like I said, you can use a ball behind you to hold yourself up. You can also have one hand hold the head and the other arm pumps and then keep changing them. Or if this isn't enough, extend the legs up and you can press them forward to wherever you feel like enough work in your low abs without arching the back. You're going to feel that you're working your upper abs to hold your body curved in this forward bend, and your low abs are supporting your back against the weight of your legs, stretching out. One more breath, keep pressing the legs into each other, whatever choice you've made. And then we will fold the knees in and lay yourself down. Lower your feet to the ground, and just open the arms out to the side. The knees stay bent, and we rock the knees over to the right, turn your head to the left, lift your hip up, and come back to center. There's the knees to the ceiling, and there's the knees go to the left and to your right. Exhale to pull them back, roll across your sacrum, get a little massage into the back, and we stretch again. The knees flip to the right. Exhale, come back to center, and again to the left, look away. You're rotating the spine at each end in opposite directions. Exhale, and pull from your obliques to come back to center with your hips. And now we'll stretch the legs forward. We're doing roll up. If this is new to you, or you just want a little extra assistance today, you could use the bare band around your feet. So we can come up, pulling one knee in, rocking forward and up to take the band onto your feet. It goes around the base of both. If you're used to doing this, you don't have to use the band. So sit upright, and then we begin with the pelvic tuck. You curve the tail forward, you round the low back, and you keep pushing forward with your feet. Now for men, they may need to have a little extra weight at their ankles. Do great. So all the way down, lay yourself down inch by inch, and then you're coming up. Inhale to lift the head, the neck, with the shoulders. Exhale to pick up the ribs. Dive forward over your legs. That's good. Great. And you can bend the knees if your hamstrings feel tight. You can come closer to your thighs. You just are looking for a healthy stretch in the hamstrings. Uncurl up, and then we start to roll back again. So find that pelvic tuck. Good. Place the spine down inch by inch. Keep pushing out with your legs. Nice job. All the way down. Lay yourself down. The chest opens at the end, and coming up to lift head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale. Pull yourself forward from the abdominal wall and from your hip flexors. And you dive over, take a stretch. If you decide you're not using the band, the arms reach forward. And the arms would start low initially. That's easier. You can even slide along the ground. That's helpful. And then you stretch back, and then you can come up. And again, the arms a little lower, makes it simpler. And then pull forward, diving over. Hang your head, stretch out your back. And then obviously, arms higher would be more load away from center. Well, maybe not obviously. I've learned it over the years. So you come on down, and you still want to maintain it whatever height you take the arms. You want to be sure that you're challenging your core. It's not going to be easy to lift, but it's not going to be impossible. And then definitely be careful that on the way back, you still have control of your spine so that you're placing your spine down inch by inch, as if each of the abdominals were working inch by inch to lower the spine onto the floor and support you. Once you're down, circle the arms around at your side, or reach for the fair band. Let's find at the other end of the mat. And we'll take that band around your right foot for the single leg circle. Let's actually begin pulling the knee into your chest, give it a little hug in. If your knees are tricky, you might just hold onto the back of your thigh. It doesn't have as much of an angle there at the knee joint, but otherwise hold the shin and pull it in tight. And then from here, we'll place the band on the foot. You want the center of the band around the ball of the foot. Lift leg up. And of course, this exercise can be done without a band. It's helpful though to give you more length in the leg and support for the weight of your leg. Now, as you lift the leg up, reach up to the heel, pull the toes down, and you'll feel a nice stretch in your calf. The knee might be bent a little bit if your hamstrings are tight. We don't want you to feel the pull at the back of your knee. And here we go. Straighten the leg, reach up to the ball of the foot, a soft point. And we circle the leg across the body. So the right leg moves left, keep the hip down, take it low, out to the side, around it, up to the ceiling. So at this level, for this beginner to intermediate level class, we're thinking of keeping the torso stable on the ground, including the pelvic line, so that the leg stretches forward and around, and then up high to the ceiling. You want to feel a stretch in all the muscles around the leg, 360 degrees working here. Let's just go for one more. The breath is a short inhale to begin the circle and a long exhale around, so you feel the abdominal wall contract at the end of the movement. Let's reverse. Rotate the leg externally, it goes out to the right, and then bring it down low, across the body, and lift it up. So we're working that right leg, moving it away from center, holding the left side grounded, pull it across with an internal rotation of the thigh, lift the foot up, and do it again. Keep reaching the leg further and further out into space. The band will give it more support the longer you stretch it. This will help stretch your muscles and also open the joints. So we come to the top and pause. We'll take both ends of the band in the right hand. The left hand can also assist if you need it. And then we'll have the elbow grounded on the right side and open the leg externally, take it out to the side, but keep the left hip down. If you have any doubt, place your left hand on your left hip bone and really sink the glute into the ground here on the left side of your body. You can rock the leg a little bit towards your shoulder and away. Exhale to lift the foot up, switch hands on the band, cross the leg over, this time lifting the hip, extend the right arm out, stretch the foot forward into the band, and then rotate the legs slightly internally, point the knee and the toes towards the floor to increase the stretch into your glutes and low back. Exhale, we pull the hip down from the left shoulder to the waist to the right glute. Lift the leg up high, and then embrace the leg in, fold it in, the band comes off. Just give it a nice little tug here. And now release that right leg forward, switch it out. I want you to feel the difference. I hope you feel the difference between the right side and the left, the length of the leg, the ease, the melting of the body into the ground on the right side of the body. So here we go for the left. You can just pull that left knee in first. Pull it tight. So reach out through your left sits bone as you pull the knee in. Remember, it doesn't have to be the shin. Easier on the knee joint if you hold the thigh. And then we'll take the band and place it onto the center of the foot and lift it up to the ceiling. Reach it up here. We flex the foot, pulling the toes down towards the knee to get a little bit more stretch into the calf. And that also will help you stretch into the hamstring also. You can soften the knee, you can bend the knee if you need to keep the leg more vertical. Do it okay? And then we can circle that leg, point, take it across the body, and reach it down low, out to the side, around it up to the ceiling. And lift the leg, take it over, reach it down, out, and pull it on up high to the ceiling here. Reach it over, and then exhale, circle, pull it across, reach it up again. Keep drawing a big circle in the air. Drag it around, pull it on up. And let's go for one more. Let's stay level, trying to press them down into the ground no matter what the leg is doing. We're at the top and we're reversing. Inhale out to the left. We pull that left leg across to the right, bring it up to the ceiling again. Just stretch it out. Rotating the leg on the socket so that you're moving from an external rotation to neutral, toes point up, and then internal rotation to neutral at the top. Let's go for one more circle here. Elbows stay grounded. It helps hold the upper body still. And now we'll take the ends of the band in the left hand. The right arm goes out. Look at that hand. Take the leg to the side, but again, keep the right hip down. Handle the hip bone helps remind you. Or of course, if you prefer, you can take the arm out to open up the chest and rock the leg just a little bit. Give it a slight little pulse. That way you work more than one line of the muscle. Exhale, take the leg up here. And then we can fold the knee in tight to the body and the band comes off. Take it in, the other leg stretches down and away from you. And then extend the leg down the mat. Reach it out and away from you here. Okay, the bands come off. And we're coming up to sitting for rolling with the ball. So let's pull the right knee into your chest, hold onto the thigh, pick up the left leg and rock forward and up. And all the way up to sit near the front of your mat. Right here, easier to hold the back of the thighs, more difficult, but not much more difficult to hold the shins. Edges of the feet together, rock back on your sacrum, pick up the tail, elbows forward, look at your belly. Inhale, we lift the tail, relax the shoulder blades, and exhale, come up onto your balance point on your sacrum. Inhale to roll, keep looking at your abs. You inhale just to the tip of the blades, start to exhale, and let that continue to bring you forward and up. You do want to be sure that you have enough padding underneath you. If you're not comfortable here, get a towel or get another mat under your body, and really breathe into your back. Inhale to inflate it like a ball. Exhale to come up to balance. We go for one more. And now we're moving into the ab series. So we'll take the right leg in, right hand to the right ankle, left hand on the right shin below the knee. Start to rock back. You can push the shin up into the hands to give you some stability and then lift the left leg in the air. Initially, it could be high, even with the knee bent if your hamstrings are tight, or it goes lower as you're able to. Pull that leg in tight. Inhale, switch the legs. One leg goes forward, one leg pulls back, and you switch. And exhale, switch again. You're going to stay that upper curl, right? You can re-engage it every time you bring the hand to the leg and the leg to the hand. But then you must maintain it as you release the leg forward. We'll do one more set. We want to end with the left leg in and then pull the right leg in to meet it. One hand to each shin, legs zippered together. Inhale, arms and legs go up to the ceiling. Circle the arms as you embrace the legs in. And then you can start moving the arms and legs away from each other and then pull them back into your center. I think of this being like a hammock, and then you pull yourself into a little ball. Reach out, stretch, and circle back in. Let's go for one more. Arms in parallel, legs glued together. And then go ahead and rest your head down. Lower your feet. Just open the arms again. And now with the feet together, just open the knees out sideways. They move apart from each other in the frog or butterfly. And exhale to close. Just want to give you a chance to let your neck rest a little bit here. So inhale, open the knees. Exhale, close them. And we're moving next into scissors. So for scissors, let's pull the right leg into your chest. And use your hands to help you lift your upper curl. Lift both legs up to the ceiling and bring your right hand high on the ankle or calf. The left leg reaches out. Inhale, let's switch the legs. And switch again. So as you lift the leg, if your hamstrings are tight, bend the knee more. And only go out as low as it feels comfortable for your spine. Your gaze should be looking down your nose, down towards your navel. And of course, if you need extra help for your head, use that ball under your head or your neck or your upper shoulders. Or you can even lay your head down on the mat if that's better for you. Just watch it, we don't take the legs too low. We're gonna bring both legs up to the ceiling. Support the head with your hands for double leg, lower lift. Pull the legs together, pull the elbows in and slightly down towards your belly. And we're just gonna push the legs forward slightly, a couple of inches. Build the increased load into the abdominal wall and then exhale, bring them on up. You have to be careful here not to take the legs so far down in the back arches. We do want to feel that engagement of the abdominals, preventing the spine from shifting. And if you reach out into space, exhale, lift. When you start, it might be reasonable to think you're only going with 2 inches forward and then 2 inches back. And if you have tight hamstrings, be sure you start with the feet vertical above your hips, but the knees bent to where they need to be. Otherwise, it's really easy to get into your back. All right, we're going to fold the knees in. We'll leave the ab series here for today. There's still one more. We'll save it for next time I see you. And let's rock forward and up for spine stretch. So you can come up to sitting here. If your hamstrings are tight, you should sit on a yoga block or some blocks that you have. Good. And then the legs will be open, a little wider than your hips. From here, good. We start with the arms extended forward, parallel to the ground. Press the arms slightly down and lift the halo and the chest up. Look down and dive forward, head to neck, upper back, mid back, low back. You can bend your knees as necessary as you go over your legs. Feel that stretch in the back of your legs, particularly the hamstrings and also your low back. Press down through your heels and your sit bone and stack your spine from the bottom to top as if you're lifting it up against an imaginary wall behind you. Exhale, look down and dive forward. Round the spine, dive forward here, stretch out your back. Lift your belly into your spinal curve as if you're coming up and over a beach ball. Seems appropriate as we approach the 4th of July weekend. Let's stack the spine up. Coming up high with the head. And one more. Curve your way over, exhale all the way out, over and down. Pull the navel into your back. Round your spine, let the head hang down here, ears between arms. And then we can hold this stretch, maybe even flex the feet, get more stretch in the back line of your legs. And hold where you can. It could be the calves, it could be the ankles, it could be the feet, wherever it is, that's great. And now we'll stack the spine and come up. If you were sitting on a block, you want to come off of it now. And we'll sit near the front of the mat for open leg balance and rocker. So near the front third, easiest to have your hands at your thighs, otherwise hands inside the knees and to the top of the shin and ankle. So we pull the legs off the ground, rocking back into a C-curve spine, and extend the right leg up in the air. Stretch it as high as you can, and then pull it back down, holding your balance point here. And you extend the left leg up, and exhale back. So definitely easier, right, if you hold your hands behind your thighs, and then just take the leg up as high as it can go, and then pull it back down, and then the left. This isn't easy, right, because you're doing asymmetrical work here, and even if you have to have the other foot down while you practice it initially, that's also an okay variation, you know, because you're working on getting some work into the arms, some stretch into the back of the leg. Bring it back. We do both legs when you're even. Both legs go up, and then pull back down. So it's more load away from center, but it might be easier because it's symmetrical. Do one more, and then we can take yourself hands to the leg somewhere. It might be the calves, it might be the thighs, it might be the ankles, and we roll. You lift the tail, you look down, you roll just to the shoulder blades. Exhale to come forward and up, and hopefully catch your balance. That takes a while. So lift the tail. The first time I tried this, I was a mess. Yeah. So left, exhale forward. It's helpful to think that you're 5 years old. Like, you don't really care what you look like, which is hard for all of us. So you lift the tail a little back here, balance on your shoulders. Exhale, come forward to balance. Close the legs, bend your knees. That's good. All right, we're going to skip now some of the work because we added some stretches at the beginning to go into the side kick series. So be on your right side. So you know what, you might want to have your head at this end so you can see me. And push that ball out of the way. Or change the mat position, that'd be great. Yeah, so you can angle it on a slight diagonal. And then I can check out what you're doing and you can check out what I'm doing. So you're definitely going to be stacked on your side seam. And the legs are forward, maybe 30 degrees from the angle of your spine. Feet are flexed. Good. And easiest to push the left hand into the mat here. We're going to pick up the top leg, reach it out long. If this is a problem for the neck, you're welcome to extend the arm and lay your hip down. So we sweep that leg forward, both feet flexed. Bring the heel forward and pulse 1, 2. Point the foot and take the leg back and pulse 1, 2. So the goal throughout the full series is that we're trying not to move the torso. We want to stay balanced on our sideline, which is hard, right? So you really need to press whatever is connected to the floor into the ground. So the bottom leg is pushing down. Your top hand here, the palm of the hand goes into the mat. If that's a problem for your wrist, make a fist and have a straight wrist and punch into it to feel that work. Do just one more. Double beat forward, double pulse back. Come back to center, lower the leg. We're going to lift the leg hip height and just do an internal rotation and an external rotation of the leg. So you're moving from the hip socket right here in the crease between leg and pelvis. You rotate the leg, knee up, knee down, and that takes the toes up and the toes down here. The hip should be steady as you rotate the leg, spiraling it on the joint. Very good. Externally rotate and lower the leg. Now, point the foot and you kick the leg up, flex the foot and bring it down. Now, if you were a prima ballerina, you would probably take it pretty vertical right up to the ceiling. I'm not. So my leg goes a little bit forward, but I'm thinking of lifting it up without falling backwards with my head. One more, point to lift, flex to bring it down. Now flex to bring it high, point to stretch it out and down, flex to lift, point, stretch it away. Once more, flex up, all the way down. Now the next one, développé. We have the leg in external rotation. You slide the foot along the bottom leg, pull the knee into your shoulder and rib, lift the foot up, flex the foot, and press it down. So just try, slide it in, knee to the shoulder, lift the leg, flex the foot, and reach it out. Do one more, lift the foot, that's good. Skate it in, lift it, flex, and push it longer. Now we reverse, the straight leg, flex foot goes up in the air, point the foot, bend the knee. The foot slides down the bottom leg, flex in order to lift it, point the foot and bend, and it slides down like it's skating on ice. Flex at the end to lift, point, bend, and exhale all the way forward and down. Now we point the foot, lift the leg hip height, and we do small circles here. Do 8. And then pause and reverse, circle 8 in the opposite direction. This will work a lot through that upper outer hip and thigh. I know you feel it. Try to stay steady with your body as you do this. And then we lower the leg. We'll just do one more here for today. Rond de jambe is big circle, so we bring the leg forward, rotate it externally. Try to hold the body steady and stable on the mat and circle it around. Apparently that was hard to say, so lift and reach it back. Stretch it out long. Good. One more like this. Just circle in the air with the foot, rotate the leg on the socket. And now let's reverse it. Inhale to push it back. Use your glute. Lift the leg forward, around, and down. Circling back. If this is a new series for you, you may need to rest. It's a lot of work in this upper outer hip, which is something that even a lot of serious athletes don't really train for strength. Dancers do. This came from the dance protocol. Okay, wonderful. So now we'll lay onto your stomach for some grasshopper. We can start with one leg at a time. So you overlap your hands, forehead on the overlapped hand, legs and turn out, externally rotate them, goes in, knees out, and then just press the pelvic girdle into the ground. So as you push the right hip down, lift the right leg up from your glutes, and then exhale to lower the right leg down. Now the left leg goes up, the left hip bone press pushes into the floor, and exhale to lower. Right leg lifts, exhale down, now the left, and exhale down. Now you can stay with this, or you can have the legs together, lift them both up, and clap the legs together and apart. That's called grasshopper. So it's not knees down and clap the heels. It's straight legs, pick up the thighs. I know it's hard to see, but they're slightly off the ground, the legs as straight as can be. So the work actually comes here from the glute. And then we can lower the legs down, sit back in a child's pose. Push off the ground. If this isn't good for your knees, lay on your back and pull the knees into your chest. You can push them out away and round the back a little bit more. And then we stack the spine coming up to do the other side. I know, and just when you thought it was done, there's more, right? So here we go. So do watch out for your toys. I'm hoping I'm not going to hit my roller. We'll see. It always looks closer in the screen. Okay. All right. So hand presses down. Lift the top leg, flexing the foot. Inhale, swing that top leg forward. Pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, take it back and away. Pulse 1 and 2. Double beat forward. And double pulse back. I like to pull my supporting elbow slightly towards me to really engage the muscles along the underneath line of my sideline. And I'm really trying to press my standing leg, the one on the bottom, into the mat. You can feel how when the leg goes forward, you got to stretch in the back of the leg, calf and hamstring, because the foot is flexed. When you point and go back, you have to work the glute and really hold your core together. Come back to center, lower the leg. And now we lifted the leg and did some internal and external rotation on the other side. So you're just spinning the thigh externally to lift the knee and the toes, internally to take it down. So it rotates around its own center. It's like we start to unscrew a light bulb and then screw it back in repeatedly. You should feel this in your glute. And then we hold that external rotation, lower the heel down, point the foot and the leg goes up, flex the foot and the leg closes heel to heel. Point the foot to lift it, flex the foot and down, good. Point up, flex and lengthen it out, reach it away. Point to lift and flex to close. Now reverse, flex high, point the foot and stretch it down, flex and lift it, point and stretch it down. One more, it's like you drag the legs apart and then you squeeze them together. Now for that développé, so you bend the knee, you slide the knee up to the ceiling, the foot in on the bottom leg, knee into the shoulder, foot to the ceiling, flex and close. So just bend the knee up, pull the foot in, lift it, flex and push it down. One more like that. Good work. Staying stacked. Now reverse. Flex foot straight up. Point the foot, bend the knee in. Tap the toe to your leg and skim it down. End with the flex foot to lift. Point bend. Exhale all the way forward and down. And when we're here, point bend and lengthen it out. We lift the leg for the small circles. We're doing 8, nice and smooth. Small circle like the size of an orange, a baseball, something like that. I said 8, but of course I didn't count, so maybe we did estimate, and we're going to stop and reverse now. Just working to keep that leg lifted is so good for this outside line of your leg, and holding your body balanced is really good for your core. So we lower the leg down, and we go into our big circles called rond de jambe. Inhale, bring the leg forward, rotate it externally, lift it up, pull it back behind you, really reach. Try to resist leaning your chest forward there, and then sweep the leg forward again. So our eventual goal is not to move the torso as we're moving the leg. And you probably have to really use your center to hold your body stable here against the movement and even the tightness through your hips. So one more circle, complete, and then we'll reverse the direction. So the leg is back. It's helpful to really push your hand into the ground in front of your chest. Reach it back, circle, rotate it. Keep pushing the foot out into space, just like we did in the single leg circles with the TheraBand. No TheraBand here, but keep reaching, keep stretching. Here for one more. Press the bottom leg into the ground, circle around, and we're done with that. Okay, so here, let's lay on our back and just pull the knees into our chest. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. All right, and we'll next go into shoulder bridge. So if you have a ball, you can grab it and take it between your thighs, below the knees, above the pelvis, somewhere in between. This is really often useful in this exercise so that you don't overwork your hamstrings, back of your thighs. And we'll lay here on our backs, spread your feet into the floor, the arms lengthening forward. Begin with that pelvic tuck, you flatten your waist to the floor, and start to pull the tail forward and up. The knees move forward as if you're driving them over your toes. Press into your arms. Now roll to the top of the shoulders, the outer arm, and lift the sternum, and then lift the butt a little bit higher, standing into your feet. Now we roll to the inner arm, feel the scapula broaden on your back, round your upper back into the ground, and then gradually release your spine from the top all the way down to the tailbone. At the end, the waist kind of floats up off the mat. A little mouse could run underneath that arch. And then we begin with the pelvic tuck. Pull the tail forward, the knees glide forward, the heels pull back. You press to the arms, you press to the shoulders. You lift the hips up as high as you'll go. You're looking up. Do not turn your head in this exercise with hips in the air. Not so good for the neck. And then you start to widen the back. The shoulders curl up slightly. You imprint your back down as if you're being ironed out from the top of your spine to the tailbone. One more to come up and we'll stay there. If you feel like you don't have enough support, maybe bring your heels back in a little closer towards your hips. Come all the way up. Push down through your arms. You get the support from the back of your arms as well as from your lats and your glutes and your hamstrings. And then let's squeeze the ball and then slightly release. Inhale to press and release here. Squeeze tight and then slight opening. Press again. These are just little toy balls that we bought at drugstores, grocery stores, toy stores, etc. And then embrace that in. You can also buy inflatable ones online. Come all the way down and sink the tail. All right, take the ball to the side. Let's come up to sitting. You can pull one leg in, go all the way up. And we've been working on the teasers here, so let's continue with that. So we'll take your TheraBand and fold it in half. And then flex your feet, wrap the short band around both feet here. Holding on to the end. And then you're rocking back like you're about to do a roll down. When your feet get light, lift them up and bring them up. Yeah. So even like just holding this could be a really good exercise. But what we're going to do first is push the legs away and pull them in while you hold that upper ab, curl and that pelvic tuck. So legs reach out. Don't go so far. Definitely don't arch your back. Like if you do this, you can get into your back. So you want to keep the spine sort of scooped towards the ground, like there's a bowling ball on your abs, below belly. And then pull the legs forward. They don't have to go all the way out. You can just take them out a little bit to feel that work and then pull them back in. Eventually they can go all the way forward and then all the way back. All right, so we rest for a second, heels down. Everyone good, maybe pull the knees apart and dive forward. In case you overwork that low back or you weren't holding your position, this will stretch you out. And now we're coming back up. Tailbone lifts, round the low spine, pick up the legs again. Now here, we're going to start to curl the low back down. Now, another option for this could be that you could take your feet against a wall when you first learn it, and then pull yourself up, holding the legs in position. So ideally, the feet don't move. With my elbows, you can see what's going on with my spine. I'm not going all the way down, I'm just going down as far as I believe I can come up from. Right, so you want to be able to pull that up. And, you know, another option could be that you would do one leg, right? And so you could round back and then come up and then switch the leg. Again, some of these people have been doing this for a lot of years. If it's your first time, you know, it's a good idea to have another option. Let's go back. And come forward. All right, and now the final version is, we're gonna push the legs out as you start to roll the low back down. So you're reaching out into your feet as you start to roll the spine down, and then you pull everything back together as you come up. Going back, and you can do just a little bit, like you could go 4 inches, 2 inches, and then lift. Would you feel it in your abs? You feel it? You feel okay? Good, and then take it back. Now, for some of the people who've been doing it for many, many years, you can also do this without the band, right? So you can take the legs forward, go all the way down, and then come all the way up. So all the Pilates work is sort of progressive, you know, and just so you know, after my first Pilates session, I cried. Like I got out of the studio, then I cried because I could not believe what had happened to my body that had like got into a place where I couldn't touch the ground, I couldn't balance. And so like, I really understand like building this from the bottom up because like, I was like below the bottom when I started, you know, and which is one of the reasons I try to give a lot of options in my classes for you guys, because I know that some people are here who've been doing it a long time and have gotten expert at some things, even though we all need help with certain parts of the program. But there's also people who are joining all the time, just starting for the first time. And I want it to be accessible and that you guys have fun. So anyway, we have to end now. So I'm glad you all were able to join us today. Anyone who's here, if you have questions, let me help you. And I hope to see all of you soon. Oh, next week, the 5th of July, no class, but you know, the Swarthmore YouTube station has, or channel, I guess, has these classes, so you can always pick it up. Even if you're traveling somewhere fun, you can still do Pilates on your own time zone. All right, so everyone have a great holiday. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and take care and be careful.